What if the greatest threat to a queen was not an army, not a dragon, not even a rival king, but something hiding in the darkness, quietly destroying her kingdom from the inside? Because in this episode of House of the Dragon, Rhaenyra believes the war is happening on distant battlefields. She is watching the skies for Vhagar. She is searching for Aemond. She is preparing for the next major battle. But while everyone is looking toward the dragons, the real enemy is already inside King's Landing. And by the end of the episode, Daemon will discover a scene so horrifying that even he realizes the war has changed forever. The episode opens in the Riverlands. Rhaenyra's army is marching toward Tumbleton. Their mission is simple: reach the city, defeat Ormund Hightower, and destroy the Green Army before it becomes too powerful. But there is one major problem. Criston Cole, the former Lord Commander of the Kingsguard, has turned the Riverlands into a battlefield of shadows. Every time Rhaenyra's army approaches a river crossing, the bridge is already burned. Every time they try to move forward, Cole has attacked somewhere else. His soldiers strike quickly. They burn supplies, they destroy crossings, then disappear before the larger army can respond. It is not a traditional war. It is a war of patience, and Criston Cole is winning. Lord Oscar Tully knows the situation is becoming dangerous. The army is losing time, the roads are blocked, and every delay gives the Hightowers more time to prepare. Lord Roderick Dustin, known as Roddy the Ruin, has a much simpler solution. Find Criston Cole, hunt him down, and kill him. But Oscar Tully understands that this is exactly what Cole wants. So instead of chasing the enemy, Oscar decides to outmaneuver him. The army will move towards Stony Sept. If they can secure the crossing, they may finally escape Cole's trap. But before the plan can even begin, Criston Cole strikes. A small group of soldiers discovers 2 dead men, and before they can warn the camp, Criston appears behind them. The attack is sudden, brutal, and completely unexpected. Tents catch fire, soldiers panic, the camp erupts into chaos. Criston has once again turned the larger army's strength against it. Then he disappears into the night. But this is only the beginning, because while the armies struggle in the Riverlands, another hunt is taking place at Harrenhal, and this hunt has one target: Aemond Targaryen. Rhaenyra has placed a massive bounty on his head. The reward? Harrenhal itself. Naturally, mercenaries from across Westeros begin searching for him, but they quickly discover that Harrenhal is not an ordinary castle. Alys Rivers is waiting for them. She tells the men about the dead workers who built the castle, men who died in chains, men whose blood supposedly soaked the foundations. Then she looks at them and calmly explains that Harrenhal is always hungry. The men laugh. They do not believe her. And then the bats arrive. Hundreds of them explode from the darkness. The mercenaries run. And when they turn back, Alys is gone. But they have no idea that Aemond is already inside the castle, and he is not doing well. Aemond wakes from a nightmare. He sees his brother Aegon burning. He feels Aemond pulling him into darkness. And for the first time, the terrifying prince looks genuinely broken. He remembers Helena's prophecies. He remembers the destruction he caused. And then he whispers one word: Mother. The man who burned his own brother out of the sky suddenly sounds like a frightened child, and Alys understands exactly what is happening. Aemond may be one of the most dangerous men in Westeros, but underneath the armor, there is still a son who wants his mother. And then comes another shock. Vhagar is gone. The most powerful dragon in the war has simply disappeared. Aemond is terrified, because without Vhagar, he believes he is nothing, and that fear will become extremely important, because Aemond is about to lose something else: his certainty, his control, and perhaps even his identity. But while Aemond is trapped in Harrenhal, Rhaenyra is facing problems much closer to home, and the greatest danger may be the people standing beside her. Rhaenyra has captured King's Landing, but holding the city is proving much harder. The queen is surrounded by problems. The army needs supplies, the nobles want rewards, the people are spreading rumors, and now the gold cloaks are being murdered. At first, Rhaenyra is more concerned with Aemond. She wants to know where he is, she wants to know where Vhagar is, and she wants them found before they can strike back. But Daemon sees the situation differently. He believes the murders in King's Landing are not random. Someone is targeting the City Watch, and the killings are getting worse. Daemon reminds Rhaenyra that the gold cloaks helped her take the city. They are not just soldiers, they are the foundation of her control. If they lose faith in her, King's Landing could collapse. But Rhaenyra is distracted. She believes Aemond is the greater threat. Daemon disagrees, and this disagreement creates a growing crack between husband and wife. Rhaenyra feels surrounded by enemies. Daemon believes she is wasting time. Mysaria believes Daemon is making the situation worse. and nobody seems to trust anyone anymore. Then another problem arrives. Lady Sabitha Frey confronts Rhaenyra. She wants Harrenhal, and she has a very good reason. Jacaerys had promised the castle to House Frey. The promise was made in exchange for help getting the Northern Army across the Twins. But Rhaenyra has also promised Harrenhal to anyone who can bring her Aemond's head. Now the queen has promised the same castle to multiple people, and everyone wants what they were promised. Rhaenyra tries to solve the problem by offering Sabitha a seat on her council. It works, for now. But the moment shows something important. Rhaenyra is beginning to lose control of the promises she has made. Every alliance comes with a price. Every favor creates another debt. And the crown is running out of things to give. Meanwhile, Alicent is facing a crisis of her own. Helaena is pregnant, and if she gives birth to a boy, that child could become a new threat to Rhaenyra's rule. Alicent knows exactly what this means. A male heir could become a symbol, a rallying point, another reason for the kingdom to continue fighting. So Alicent secretly obtains moon tea. She tells Helaena that the pregnancy must end, but Helaena refuses. Alicent tries to persuade her. She reminds Helaena that she herself once used the same medicine. She even claims that Rhaenyra did the same. But Helaena does not care. She looks at her mother and says the child is hers. Her body is hers, and no one will make this decision for her. It is one of the most emotional moments in the episode, because Alicent believes she is protecting her daughter, but Helaena sees something else, a mother trying to control her life. And for once, Helaena refuses to obey. But Alicent's problems are not over. Mysaria soon discovers that moon tea has been delivered to her chambers, and Mysaria knows exactly what it means. Alicent is forced to lie. First, she claims the medicine is for Helaena. Then she changes the story. She claims the medicine is for herself. She says she has taken a lover. She says she is pregnant. And to make the lie believable, Alicent drinks the entire potion. She risks her own health to protect the secret. The irony is painful. That morning, Alicent wanted to end her daughter's pregnancy. Now she is swallowing the same medicine to protect her granddaughter. But Mysaria is not convinced, and that means another secret is now hanging over Alicent. Meanwhile, Rhaenyra is struggling with her own family. Her son Joffrey has returned. He wants to see his mother, but Rhaenyra is too busy. The queen is surrounded by armies, spies, traitors, and war, and her son is forced to wait. That moment says everything about Rhaenyra's life. She has gained the crown, but she is losing the people closest to her. And while she is trying to hold the kingdom together, someone is quietly tearing it apart. The gold cloaks continue to die. Their wages are missing. Their loyalty is weakening. And somewhere far away, Ormund Hightower is watching.
The most dangerous man in the episode may not be Aemond. It may not be Criston Cole. It may not even be Daemon. It is Ormund Hightower. Because Ormund is fighting a war that nobody fully understands. He is based in Tumbleton, but his influence reaches all the way to King's Landing. He has spies, messengers, agents, and a plan. The deaths of the Gold Cloaks are not random. They are part of a campaign designed to make Rhaenyra's rule look weak. Every dead soldier creates fear. Every rumor creates suspicion. Every act of violence makes the queen look less capable. And while Rhaenyra watches the skies for dragons, Ormund is attacking the city from the shadows. But Ormund has an even bigger plan. He is preparing Daeron Targaryen. Daeron is young, inexperienced, and still deeply affected by the violence of war. But Ormund is turning him into something else, a symbol, a potential king. During a lesson, Ormund tells Daeron the story of Maria Martell, a ruler who defeated an invading enemy not through brute strength, but through strategy. She poisoned wells, used deception, and allowed her enemies to believe they had already won. Then she attacked from the darkness. Ormund is not simply teaching history, he is explaining his own strategy. Rhaenyra has dragons, Ormund has patience. Rhaenyra has armies, Ormund has fear. And now he has a new king. Coins are minted with Daeron's face. The message is clear. Daeron is no longer just a prince. He is being presented as an alternative to Rhaenyra. And that changes everything, because suddenly the Green Cause has another figure to rally behind. But while Ormund builds a new king, Aegon is struggling to survive. The former king is hiding with Larys Strong. He is injured, disfigured, and consumed by hatred for Aemond. Aegon wants revenge. He wants to kill his brother. But Larys knows the truth. Aegon cannot fight Aemond. He has no dragon. He can barely walk, and yet he continues marching toward danger. Finally, Larys loses his patience. He tells Aegon what no one else has dared to say. Aegon had every advantage. He was the eldest son of the king, he had the best teachers, the best trainers, a powerful dragon, and the crown. But he wasted everything. Larys tells him that he was a terrible king, and worse, a terrible man. Aegon is stunned, because for the first time someone is not flattering him, not fearing him, not obeying him. Larys is telling him the truth, and strangely, that truth changes Aegon. When they return to Rook's Rest, they are joined by an unexpected survivor, Tywin Lannister. Everyone believed he was dead, but he survived, and now he has returned.
The reunion gives Aegon and Lannis a possible escape route. They begin discussing ships, traveling to Essos, maybe reaching Casterly Rock, maybe rebuilding their power. But then everything goes wrong. A local man discovers Aegon's crown, and suddenly the former king is exposed. The man thinks he has power over him. He is wrong. Aegon attacks and kills him. Then Aegon delivers one of the episode's most important lines, "You may call me your grace." It is a small moment, but it matters. Aegon has lost his kingdom, his dragon, his body, his power, but perhaps he has finally found his anger. And anger can be dangerous, especially in a man who believes he has nothing left to lose. Meanwhile, Aegon is also changing. At Harrenhal, another group of bounty hunters arrives. This time they are more dangerous. They attack Alys, and for a moment it looks like she may die. Then Aegon appears, still wounded, still unstable, but deadly. He kills them all. The prince who was recently terrified with Vhagar suddenly proves that he does not need a dragon to be dangerous. Alys watches him closely, and their relationship deepens. But the question remains, is Alys protecting Aemond, or is she shaping him for her own purposes? Because Alys wants Harrenhal, and Aemond may be the only person who can give it to her. Now while all of this is happening, Criston Cole is moving toward his final battle. Criston Cole and Ormund Hightower are trapped in the Riverlands. Their army is exhausted, their horses are dying, their enemies are everywhere, and the winter wolves are always one step ahead. They find traps in the road, caltraps destroy their horses, the weather turns against them, the landscape itself seems to be fighting them. Then they reach the final crossing, but the Black Army has already crossed, and the bridge is burning. Criston Cole has lost. There is no route forward. Gwaine tells him they should turn back, return to Tumbleton, survive, but Criston refuses, because Criston Cole no longer wants to survive. He wants a death worthy of his legend. He believes he is one of the greatest warriors in Westeros, and he wants to die in battle. Not forgotten, not old, not defeated, but gloriously. Gwaine finally understands. Criston is not leading his men toward victory. He is leading them toward his own death. So Gwaine leaves. He chooses survival. Criston chooses the song that will be written about him. And as Criston prepares his men for battle, the episode cuts back to King's Landing. Alicent and Helaena attempt to escape. They disguise themselves as servants. They enter the secret passages beneath the Red Keep. But the passage does not lead to freedom. It ends. The corridor behind them closes. The lantern falls, darkness surrounds them, and the two women are trapped underground. At the same time, Daemon returns to the City Watch barracks. He expects to find his men. Instead, the building is silent. Too silent. The chairs are overturned, the room is empty. Then Daemon discovers the bodies. The Gold Cloaks have been murdered. Their bodies are arranged around a long table. Their eyes have been scratched out. Their faces are frozen in death. And behind them, a message has been written in blood. A feast for traitors. Daemon stares at the scene, and suddenly everything Rhaenyra said begins to make sense. There is a conspiracy. There is a pattern. And the enemy is not standing outside the city. The enemy is already inside. Earlier, Daemon had dismissed Rhaenyra's fears. She told him she could feel something hidden, something watching, something waiting. Daemon told her she was tired. He told her she was imagining things. But now, he knows she was right. The murders are connected to Ormund Hightower. A coin is discovered, and on that coin is the face of Daeron Targaryen. The message is terrifying. Ormund is not simply fighting for Aegon. He is building a new king, Daeron. Daemon takes the coin to Rhaenyra. He drops it onto her book, and says, "We should have burned them when we had the chance." Then he leaves, and Rhaenyra is left staring at the symbol of the new threat. The war has changed. Rhaenyra thought the greatest danger was Aemond, but Aemond is hiding in Harrenhal. She thought the greatest danger was Vhagar, but Vhagar has disappeared. She thought the greatest danger was Criston Cole, but Cole is marching toward his own death. The real danger is more subtle. It is propaganda, fear, murder, and the creation of a rival king. Ormund has taken the lessons of war and turned them into a weapon. He does not need to defeat Rhaenyra's army immediately. He only needs to make her kingdom unstable, one gold cloak at a time, one rumor at a time, one secret at a time. And that is the deeper meaning of this episode. The Dance of the Dragons is no longer just about dragons. It is about information, loyalty, fear, and the lies people tell to survive. Daemon lies to protect Rhaena. Alicent lies to protect Helaena. Mysaria hides information. Ormund manipulates Daeron. Aegon hides his identity. And Rhaenyra is surrounded by people who are keeping secrets from her. In this war, truth has become another casualty. And the most dangerous thing about a secret is not that it exists. It is what happens when the secret is finally revealed. By the end of the episode, every major character is trapped. Criston Cole is trapped between his death wish. Alicent and Helaena are trapped beneath the Red Keep. Aemond is trapped inside Harrenhal and inside his own guilt. Aegon is trapped between revenge and survival. Daemon is trapped inside a conspiracy he failed to recognize. And Rhaenyra is trapped on the Iron Throne, surrounded by enemies, surrounded by secrets, and slowly realizing that the war she thought she was fighting is not the war that is actually happening. The dragons are coming, the armies are moving, and the next battle may be closer than anyone expects. But before the fire begins, the shadows will grow darker.